Every city on Earth has two populations, the one you can see and the one beneath it. Humans have defeated smallpox, split the atom, landed on the moon. We have not defeated the rat. We're not even close. The rat has no venom, no claws worth mentioning, no size advantage, no armor. It weighs roughly 300 grams. What it has is something more durable than any of those things. It eats what we eat, lives where we live, and reproduces faster than we can respond. That combination has made it the most successful mammal on Earth after humans. And unlike every other animal on this list, it didn't follow us into history. It followed us into the present. The brown rat, Rattus norvegicus, originated in Asia, not Norway, despite the name. The Norway rat label was a mistake made by an 18th century naturalist who got the geography wrong, and it stuck. The rat has never cared about its reputation. From Asia, it reached Europe approximately 800 years ago. From Europe, it traveled to the Americas, Africa, and Australia aboard colonial trade ships. Hidden in cargo, nesting in the hulls, eating the provisions. It did not invade these places. It was carried. The rat needed three things: food, water, and shelter. Wherever humans went, they built all three. The rat simply went with them. Every port city, every trade route, every colonial outpost became a new habitat. The rat didn't conquer the world. It let humans conquer the world first, and followed. By the time Europeans had mapped most of the globe, the rat had colonized it. But the rat didn't just bring itself. It brought passengers. In 1347, ships arriving in Sicily from the Black Sea carried something in their cargo holds that would kill between 30 and 60% of Europe's population within 7 years. The fleas on the rats carried Yersinia pestis, the bacterium responsible for bubonic plague. The rats moved through port cities, through warehouses, through the walls of homes. The fleas bit. The bacteria spread. Approximately 25 million people died in Europe between 1347 and 1351. The rat didn't intend to kill a third of Europe. It was looking for food. The plague was a side effect. Europe's population took nearly 200 years to recover to pre-plague levels. The rat population recovered in months. Now consider where that rat is today. When you see a rat in a city on a subway platform, crossing a street at night, disappearing into a drain, you are looking at an animal that lives within approximately 30 meters of where you're standing. Rats rarely travel further than that in their entire lives. They don't need to. Everything they require exists within that radius. In New York City, the rat population is estimated at around 2 million. One rat for every 4 people. They live in the subway infrastructure, in the walls of buildings, in the network of pipes and conduits beneath the streets. The city was not designed for them. It is, structurally, perfect for them. And New York is not unusual. A 2025 study examining rat populations across 16 cities worldwide found that 11 of them, including Washington, D.C., Amsterdam, and New York, showed significant and consistent increases in rat numbers over time. The 3 largest drivers, rising temperatures, increased urbanization, and growing human population density. Climate change is not threatening the rat. It is expanding its range, extending its active season, and increasing its food supply. The rat is doing better than it has ever done. And it is doing this in the face of a century of sustained effort to stop it. Poison was the first serious weapon. Warfarin, a blood thinner that causes internal bleeding, was introduced in the 1950s and was initially highly effective. Within decades, resistant rat populations had emerged in cities across Europe and North America. The rat had evolved around the poison while it was still being deployed. Traps work on individuals. A female rat in good conditions can produce a litter of a dozen or more pups every month. Remove 10 rats from a colony, and the colony restores itself before the traps are reset. Biological control, using predators, introducing sterilized males, disrupting reproduction at the genetic level, is being tested in several cities. Results are preliminary. The rat, so far, has not been consulted. The global cost of rat damage to food supplies alone is estimated at $19 billion annually. That figure does not include infrastructure damage, disease transmission, or the cost of the control efforts themselves. Every generation develops a new weapon. The rat develops a new resistance. The timeline has always favored the rat. The rats arrived with the first human settlements. It has been inside every city, every ship, every warehouse, every port in recorded history. It survived the plague that killed millions of its hosts. It survived every poison, every trap, every eradication campaign ever designed. It does not strategize. It does not plan. It simply reproduces faster than we can respond, and eats whatever we leave behind. Right now, within 30 meters of wherever you're sitting, there is likely a rat. It is not thinking about you. It doesn't need to.